Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet and of YouTube, and welcome back to Ringlight Fables. I am your host and dungeon master, Skijaramaz, otherwise known as Tone Shift, and with me today, we have almost our full party of players. We have SepiaWolfe playing Tuki Fletcher, our Croven Rogue.
Hello.
We have Mick playing Boron, our half-dwarven fighter.
Greetings.
We have Willyzin playing Ludviek, our Rythar paladin of Suna.
Greetings to all.
And we have Goldwyn playing Minnove, our red scale kobold bard.
Hello.
Alright, so real quick before we get into the thick of things, I do have a spot of bad news. This may or may not matter a whole lot, depending on how long I decide to wait until I start uploading these, which will probably be a while yet. But unfortunately, yet again, our fifth won't be able to join us this time, entirely because of matters outside of his control. So unfortunately, we're not going to have Impulsive with us for this session either, which is extremely frustrating, and it also means that because of the nature of all of the delays he is facing and all of the things going on, there's a pretty good chance that this whole damn campaign is going to have to be put on hold for a couple of months after this session while we wait for all of the shit bogging him down to go away, because I don't want to get too far in without our fifth. And I don't want to just get rid of him. That would be rude. I harassed him a whole bunch to make his goddamn character. We're going to use it, damn it.
Want me to get some rope? I could drag him in.
No. That's not necessary. It's family shit, and that does take priority. It's annoying, but I'm not going to sit here and tell him no. The sun is not a deadly laser in this circumstance. Yet. Anyway, so there's that bit of bad news, but otherwise we're just gonna keep going for the moment, and we'll swap gears, probably just in our own time and off camera, do some one-shots to pass the time. Who knows, I might record those and stick them up in the interim. We'll see! You might actually see those before this goes up. I don't know. I can't see the future. Stop asking. No one's asked, why did I say that? Anyway, so, to recap really quickly where we last left off, a newly come-together band of wanderers comprised of Tuki, Boron, and Ludviek had taken their leave from the village of Canala's Rest some ways to the east in the company of a haggard, emaciated, and in very poor health human man named Donald Halkus, after a harrowing experience that they have yet to go into full details on, the subject of which is the Canala's Rest short adventure, nudge nudge wink wink, go past the time. On their way to the Academy City of Asmara, the capital of the Kingdom of Valriv, they found themselves entering into another small village a couple of days' journey out of Canala's Rest, this new village known as Lambsong, which on this day seems to be revving up preparations for a small but jovial, weekly held communal party of sorts. It's basically just an extremely elaborate version of beer night. You know, it's their weekend and they're just gonna have a village-wide party to celebrate. Hey, it's the weekend! Because what else are you gonna fucking do, am I right? Out in the boonies, gotta do something. But I digress. So, the party figured they would stop here for a while, get some rest, get some food, and warm bed for Donald and the rest of them so that they can be well rested and attentive for the road ahead. And curious by this seeming party that's in the works, they figured might stick around for a little while, maybe participate in the festivities, just to unwind a bit since they had a very, very unpleasant time before. In the course of asking questions around about this celebration, however, it was discovered that Lambsong has recently been the victim of a tragedy. According to the locals and a representative of a monster hunting group, a beast from the world below, called a Lugarith, had apparently been stalking the outskirts of the town and slain some small family out on the outskirts a ways back. And in response, the villagers had hired the services of said monster hunting group to keep an eye on things and keep the beast at bay. And to help raise the town's spirits in the aftermath of that tragedy, they are holding the party again, even with the presumable threat laying on the outskirts. It was as this story was being conveyed to the party that they encountered a curious little creature in the form of a red-scaled kobold, calling herself Minnove Ringdancer, armed with baggy clothes and a big-ass sitar, who volunteered to accompany the party just for a little while as she loves meeting new people and is eager to explore the festivities as well. And not seeing much problem with that except for Boron, who's being a grouchy old man, the party basically agreed, yeah, sure, you can tag along. Moving through the various currently erected attractions and little party games scattered throughout the village, Tuki Fletcher participated in a game of horseshoe toss and just lost by the skin of her beak, unfortunately. Following that, Boron and Ludviek stepped into a fenced-off area behind the Lambsong Inn, where a game of lamb chase was about to take place. The rules simple. There is a lamb. The lamb will run. Everyone else has wooden rings. They must chase the lamb and put the rings on the lamb's head. They cannot tamper with one another in any meaningful way, aside from maybe just wrestling the lamb away from each other. And they can't use any spells or any other tools. It's just this unique-ass tier 0 item I did up for this one little mini-game. And where we last left off, where last session ended, we had rolled initiative as the proverbial gun was shot and everything went springing into motion. And it is upon that note that this session shall begin. So, we already have initiative rolled. I'm not going to have it up on screen because it's distracting, but turn 1. First spot in the turn order goes to the lamb. So, the lamb, let's see here. By the way, Sepia, I'm not seeing you in the Roll20 room.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Right.
I don't know how it slipped my mind.
It's like, that's where your character sheet is. Right. Well, either way, as it is, the lamb, as soon as that hatch slides open, is going to come barreling out, spending 10 feet of movement. Is going to see the amassed crowd staring it down and bracing to move. Is going to let out a little and is going to spend the remaining 20 feet of its movement to bound over this rock, doing, park its butt right there. It's going to take a dash action and just run. If this thing will let me measure. Why does it not let me measure? It should be letting me measure distances. Ah, there we go. And just scarper a quick 30 feet. That away. With that, it is now one of the lamb chasers' turns. Let me open their character sheets. They just use the commoner stat block. And this bloke is gonna roll up his sleeves. His knuckles are gonna pop a little bit as he wriggles his fingers, and he is just gonna fucking go for it, full dash, and wind up right there. All right, Boron, It is your go, my big armored bumpkin. Do your thingy.
So, 5 foot movements diagonal is the same as straight, right?
I believe so. As a reminder, when you're moving your token around on the map, you can hold right-click to measure how many feet you've traveled as you're moving your token around. It's like once you pick up a token and start moving it around, if you right-click, it'll show you a measurement of like how far you've gone, which is extremely handy. Yeah.
Okay. So that is 30 feet. I believe this is probably difficult terrain.
It's not difficult terrain. It's normal.
Okay.
It's a little bumpy, but it's not too bad. You're fine. The rocks, those are difficult terrain, but you're not on the rocks yet.
30 feet. I pull even with him.
All right, you impress basically everyone as this juggernaut of steel. Even on your stout little legs, you just go thundering across. Thum, 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 thum. As you kind of pull up next to this guy, he looks sideways at you. What the fuck?
Hey, move over.
Hey, move your ass. I almost opened my bank by accident. Luckily, not on the window I'm recording. Lamb Chaser B over here is going to take a slightly different route with his dash. That'll park him right there. All right, and that brings us to Ludviek's turn. Will, you're your lion guy is taken just slightly by surprise as everyone kind of goes bolting off, and you just watch Boron for a second, like, huh, you can move fast for those short legs.
Okay.
And you do have a 35 movement speed.
Yeah, so he's gonna move right here. He's just gonna basically, he's gonna get down on all fours and just, zoom between these two. And just go,
So yeah, Boron and Lamb Chaser C, as you're kind of charging toward where the lamb is, all of a sudden there's just the shadow that passes over your head. Woof! As Ludviek just bounds over you like a lion on the prowl. With very much practiced motions, it's clear he's done this before. And the other two Lamb Chasers kind of stutter up for a second, like, what the? All right, so you'd used your action to dash for that,
yes. I'm done.
Okay. Lamb
Can't do
Chaser.
anything more.
Yep, Lamb Chaser A up here is going to take a slightly different tack and is going to dash right there. And now it is to the lamb. Let's see here. The lamb sees this wall of people approaching it, including Lion. Lion person. Oh. Well then. Surprisingly, the lamb does not seem terribly bothered by Lion Man.
Up little bugger.
Yeah, surprisingly, for having such a low charisma, relatively speaking, I think it's low? Yeah, it's -3 to charisma. The lamb is like, yeah, it's fine. Probably should have rolled wisdom for that, actually, but I digress. So the lamb is gonna turn and, it's gonna full dash over here. Just booking it, just like, meh, wrong way. Just does a U-turn and starts scampering.
Jeez.
So, Lamb Chaser C. Oh, bugger! He's gonna fall back 5 feet. And then he's gonna cut through here, which this would be difficult terrain, so movement speed is halved, right?
Yep.
Alright, so he spends 10 movement there. 10, 20... 30, 40. That's as far as he can get cutting through there because of difficult terrain. But, clearly he's trying to head the lamb off at the pass, as it were. Boron, 'tis to you, my mutton-chopped badass.
wish I would be a little more badass, but this
Hey man, you're sprinting
10
at
feet,
you're sprinting
15,
at full
20,
speed in a
25,
wall of armor.
30 feet, and I'm gonna hold my action. If the lamp comes into reach, I shall grab it, but I don't think it will.
Alrighty. Good to know, good to know, good to know. So you are holding an action to grab. I'll mark that with something.
I think we can.
Yeah.
We can just.
You just let me know. You keep track and you shout at me if I miss it.
Yep. Will do.
Okay. All right. In that case, it is Lamb Chaser B, who is going to just. He's going to use his movement to get right there, sort of coming up behind you, Boron, and then he will dash to park himself right about there, sort of running past you, Boron, as you're bracing and sort of ducking into a wide stance, sort of legs and arms sort of spread out like I'm a catch you stance.
Yeah.
Ludviek, it is to you.
All right. Let's see.
I love how we're getting all super tactical and strategic about
know.
catching a fucking lamb.
Yeah. All right.
As a reminder, your movement speed will be halved if you try to cut through these foliages of trees or go directly over rocks.
Over rocks, yeah. So I'd have to go there, and then what is it? Shift. Or control. Alt.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to figure out what allows me to. I'm trying to do a distance. Oh, there it is. It's right click.
Yeah, it's right click.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Full movement. I can get to there then without touching the rocks. I'll do that.
All right. Ludviek
And then-
goes barreling.
And then
I'll just put that one on repeat because that's energetic enough to be good for this.
Yeah. Is holding an action? Can I dash later, or held actions are only for like dodging or attacking?
you can. I'm almost 100% sure that you can dash as an action, so you can hold your action to dash.
That would track. Like, and even
But-
if the rules don't say that, I'll permit it because I'm generous as a DM. If y'all want to try something, I'm more often than not gonna let you try it. Can't guarantee success, but I'll let you give it a whirl at the very least.
Yeah. I mean,
But
all it
you-
is extra movement at that point, but extra maneuverability is what I'm just thinking here. So yeah, I'll hold the dash for now.
All right,
But
you'll
you
hold
must-
action to dash.
You must say basically what triggers your action.
Yeah, what is the trigger condition? It's basically you are preparing for something. You're waiting for something specific.
The lamb's movement.
The lamb's movement. So just the lamb moving, and then you're gonna dash after it moves. Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. All right, Lamb Chaser A is going to gonna park himself right there. So the lamb is very much getting crowded right now.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see here. And he is gonna take a page out of Ludviek's book and hold action to use a dash as well. And now it is to the lamb. The lamb. Let's see here. I need to double check a thing really quick.
It's going to turn out to have fangs, and it's going to go for the jugular.
No. Just need to remind myself how the... There's a shove action, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
I think it's based on strength.
No, wait, hold on. There, overrun is another action type, yes, according to my DM screen.
Okay.
Strength versus strength check to move through opponent's space. I don't know if that's in the rulebook, but I like it.
Sounds cool.
All right, so the lamb is going to try to overrun through Lamb Chaser B. So, lamb is going to charge forward, and this will be a strength versus strength check. So, we'll roll the commoner first, since he's on the defensive end, to set the DC. A DC of 6. The lamb will roll a 10. So, the lamb successfully manages to just charge through Lamb Chaser B, sort of knocking him to the side a bit. So, let's see here. That was 5, 10, 15, 20. He still has 10 feet of movement left. He's going to move that way with the rest of his movement. Okay, would this count as triggering Ludviek's held action, Boron, since you're our rules lawyer guy?
Sorry, but yes.
All right.
Moved.
Okay. All right, in that,
so Lamb Chaser A.
Yep, all right. Ludviek and Lamb Chaser A both held actions trigger. Ludviek, you go first, because you called it first.
Well, I can only move, so I'm going to move right in front of it, just like slide.
All right, and Lamb Chaser A will use his movement to park his ass right there. The lamb is now cornered. The lamb does not enjoy being cornered and is going to use an action to dash. Or wait, no, hold on. Can't do that, can he? No, because overrun is an action. Okay, no, he's just stuck in place. Lamb Chaser C now has just enough movement to come barreling in. So, as Ludviek and Lamb Chaser A sort of park themselves into position, sort of moving to intercept the lamb as it's trying to rush past, the lamb scurries to a stop, sort of looks back and forth frantically, and as the lion and the other guy are getting ready to pounce with their rings, in swoops this third motherfucker who cut through the shrubbery, comes sprinting over with his wooden ring. Allow me a moment to reread how this thing works, because it has been 2 weeks since I wrote it. So, the wooden ring is a ranged weapon simple. It is an item. It does no damage. It does no damage type. It has no rarity. It has unique mechanics and weighs a pound. This wooden ring can be fitted over the head and around the neck of a small or medium creature that has been grappled by the wielder. The grappled creature must succeed on a con saving throw, DC 8 plus grappler's strength modifier, or else have the ring fastened around their neck. The ring does not have any other effects in this state and can be removed with an action by the creature. This item can be thrown at a target creature with an attack roll made at disadvantage. On a hit, the target still makes a dex saving throw instead of con and does so at advantage. On a success, the ring will fall uselessly to the ground and must be retrieved. So that means Lamb Chaser C is going to attempt to grapple. Where the hell is the grapple rules? Grappled. Right. Okay. So you can. So
rules lawyer. Bonus actions aren't. If you didn't use them, they're lost. If they end your turn, right?
I believe so. Reactions remain, but bonus actions are lost if your turn ends.
Yes.
Am I correct on that assumption?
All right. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. I'm double checking some rules on grappling here.
Reactions may possibly your action required.
All right, you guys are getting robotic-y. All right, so it is a strength athletics check contested by the target's strength or dexterity acrobatics. So, Lamb Chaser C makes a strength check. Rolls a 12. The lamb... And the lamb will make... It's basically the same either way. Will make an acrobatics check to try and squirm away, and succeeds! So Lamb Chaser C comes charging in, hands reaching out, and the lamb just sort of ducks back and sort of like knocks his hand aside with a jerk of its head, making sort of coil back. Ah, ow! Not enough to do any damage, but enough to, like, leave a little bruise on his thumb, maybe. My phone just yelled at me. All right. Real quick, y'all can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Good, just making sure, because y'all got robotic-y for a second, and I don't know if that carried over to us. Okay.
Discord was having a 2,000 millisecond delay.
Oh, fan-fucking-tastic. Love it when that happens.
It's back down to 40s now. We're good.
Good. All right, I believe that ends Lamb Chaser C's turn. He used his movement to charge in, used his action to try and grapple the lamb, and fucking failed badly. Boron, it is you.
Whoa.
Get him, mutton chops.
Boron can come in with the steel.
Okay. I could fit in the edge there, but I'm gonna go around the long way. Okay. I'm gonna attempt a grapple check.
Alrighty, make me your strength.
Oh, actually, it's athletics.
Right, well, whatever it is.
Slightly better in athletics.
Chivas! 22 for you!
Yes.
Yeah, no, you succeed. All right. So, with your action, you reach down and you just haul this squirming little lamb up into your arms. Sort of thrashing a bit. Doesn't sound to be like in genuine actual distress, but is definitely taken aback by how thoroughly you have pulled this sucker up. Also, I am going to add one thing to the turn order real quick because it's funny.
Okay.
The peanut gallery. So if any NPCs or other party members want to just have commentary, they'll have a moment to do that. All right. Either way, though, you've used your action to pick the lamb up.
That is correct.
All right.
But
Oh.
I'm not finished yet.
Oh,
I
right.
shall use action surge.
Just blowing all of our useful resources on trying to just ring a goddamn sheep. This is truly the best fucking use of our abilities.
Hey, I don't have anything else to do right now, so okay.
Valid. All right, action surge.
Okay, Boron.
Action surge.
Okay, Boron. I see the game you're playing.
If this doesn't work, I'm out, basically. So okay, okay, I'll try the ring, basically.
All right, that will be your another action, but you used action surge, so you're just fucking set in that department.
And
He's going for it all.
He's going for it. All right. So, and on the rules that I wrote, the lamb must succeed on a con saving throw. The DC is 8 plus Boron's strength modifier. What is your strength modifier?
+4.
Okay, +4. So the DC will be 12.
Ooh, that's not too much.
Well, it's not too much, but the lamb is also good at Constitution. So.
Okay.
So. 5. No, he fails.
Oh, yes.
So, just shocking fucking everyone. Boron, you're being more of a rogue than Tuki at the moment, as you come darting around way faster than anyone would expect for a big hulking tank and like whatever your type of armor is. Yep. Scoop down, grab the lamb sort of around the barrel as it's trying to find a way through, hoist it up, and in your free hand, the way you've often practiced holding up your tower shield and your axe in conjunction, you just hoist the lamb up in your offhand, and in your main hand, bring the ring up and just fit it right over the lamb's head. And, like, from over in the peanut gallery, like, the onlookers let out some surprised gasps and a lot of cheers as Boron pulls this off.
This is why we don't gamble.
We lose.
We lose every time. This is why we don't gamble.
Wasn't the gambling your idea this time?
This is why we don't gamble.
If you say so, Minnove. All
Nobody
right.
knows that you actually put out the bet. That was just a secret one. I don't
We
think
will never
anybody
tell
took you up on the offer.
Ludviek just like is his eyes are wide in shock. I got outplayed, and then breaks into. He just starts clapping his hands, going, "Excellent, Boron! Excellent!"
Okay, with my I got the sheep under my left arm, and with my right arm, I give Ludviek a sort of high five.
Like a fist bump.
Yeah, more or less.
Brofist. Brofist for the battle bros.
I'm a little bit at an advantage here. I kind of herded sheep like 40 years ago.
Oh, yes. I've only hunted creatures, but you know sheep better than me.
Oh.
I do not stand
And
no
goats.
chance.
Wholesome bullshit. Love it.
So, I win a gold piece, I believe.
5 silver,
Hey.
but yes.
I thought me and him bet a whole.
Right. Yes, you
personal
bet on
between
each
us.
other. Right. You bet on each other.
perfect.
And there's also just a default payout for the winner of the game, just in general.
Yeah, so I'm getting rid of a gold piece out of my inventory, and basically Ludviek acknowledges, nods, fetches out a gold piece, and flicks it over to his free hand, to Boron's free hand.
All right.
Thank you, my friends.
Woo!
Well, I consider it money well spent to see such a display like that.
Okay. I set the sheep down again, and
The sheep
girl.
receives an abundance of affectionate pets from the people who are chasing it, and it seems pretty content with itself at the moment.
okay.
Aw.
Even though I
And,
grabbed it.
And
Well, yeah,
Ludviek
like
just
that. You got to remember, this is what the sheep does. The sheep is trained for this game.
Okay, cool.
So as far as the sheep is concerned, now it's lunchtime. He gets to go eat.
Okay.
and Ludviek would turn to the other lamb chasers and say, "And you all did a very good chase as well." And he points to the one lamb chaser C. "Especially you, cutting to the brush like that, all sneaky and ventury-like. I like it."
Well, I've played this game before, so I have some idea of how the lamb moves, but holy gods damn, you two move fast. Especially you. And he points at Boron. How the hell do you move so fast and so much armor?
Training. Long training. I didn't really notice the armor anymore.
Well, I don't envy whatever lifestyle has you wearing that all the time, but all the same, very impressive. All
I've
right.
been through here a couple of times. I'm a merc. As those that are currently protecting your city. A couple more years under my belt.
Well. It was much fun.
Agreed.
And from the northern fence, the sort of a game sort of referee and announcer has sort of been hyping up the conclusion of the game to everyone. Now calls you over, Boron. Come, let's get you your reward, shall we?
Right.
Ignore my voice crack there.
Boron made a pretty hefty amount doing this thing.
Yeah, he made a gold coin from Ludviek and 5 silver from just winning the game.
Oh, that's nice.
Well done. I'm going to go ahead and move us back to the world map because this particular encounter is complete. Alrighty, so with that, the encounter is done. You are paid, and the rest of the day is to you.
I'll
So,
take a short rest to recover my my action surge. No, it's okay.
alright. So, if you guys want to just roleplay amongst yourselves for a minute, you are welcome to do so. Do whatever you like. Right now, the ball's entirely in your guys' court. I'm just reacting to you at the moment.
Oh, well, that was a good game there, Boron.
Mhm.
I knew you could do it from the beginning. I very much knew you could do it. You you quite did it with such spar in your step and a skip in your heart. You know, it's
It is True, she was having trouble deciding which of you two would win.
Yes, and I'm happy that I knew you could do it, Boron. Ludviek, I knew you could do it too, but it's so I get it. It's hard to have it when you have a tank like Boron here. To truly,
Fighting and reflexes.
yes, I'm assuming so. I don't know.
Yes, it is very hard to compete against one who has spent life herding sheep. Now, if we were on the plains and were hunting something a bit bigger, then I'd like to see you try that one.
Oh, that's sounds like a challenge.
Well, maybe we'll have to see indeed. He just smirks.
Okay.
Either or.
How about we get something to drink here? It's a little stuffy.
Oh, we could, yeah.
Oh.
I guess you guys would be very, very winded after quite the run.
I'll even pay.
Oh, wow. Fancy schmancy.
It's more like warm-up. Could probably go a little longer. It's just a light jog.
Humility from the paladin.
Well,
Oh, it's truth! I will not lie.
can Minnove, look at, the sun to, judge what time it is right now?
Yeah, sure. It was about. I want to say it was about noon, sort of afternoon when the rest of the party sort of showed up, and it's been a couple hours, so it's. I'd say it's 3 or 4 p.m. at this point.
Okay. Is there anything else happening in the next little bit here that Minnove knows about?
Well, as it is, there is of course still the musical celebrations that will be happening when things wind down after sunset, after with dancing and whatnot, open mic karaoke night essentially. There are of course still a handful of other things the party can take part in if they want. There's a drinking contest in the inn. There's Juma's scavenger hunt, but that's more directed towards kids, so you can do either of those, or you can just find a spot, sit down, and just chat. It's up to you.
You know what? Let's do that drinking game.
Ooh.
Ah, yes.
4 in the afternoon.
After such a hard run, he uses air quotes there, you could definitely use the drink. And he just elbows Boron.
All right, well, back to the inn. Might as well also check on your friend there. See how he's faring up.
I fear Donald may need a lot more rest than what he's gotten so far, but it is a good idea.
Can we get something like a small carriage and an ox maybe, or a donkey that pulls it? I think that would be a faster way to get to the next city.
Oh, we could probably get that tomorrow, or when everything's kind of sorted down. No one's really working right now, though, other than the party that I'm aware of.
And it's not like we have a lot of money between all of us.
Yeah,
Well, I'm just a traveling bard.
We could also see if there's any trader or any farmer who's going in that direction. There could just be another traveler or group along the way as well.
There could also be a merchant. Merchants come through here quite often, especially now.
Which does remind me, we can check with Juma. The shop that he has is mostly this kind of thing. We should also pick up a bowl for Donald.
A bull, okay.
Yes, he said he wanted a bowl the next town we got to.
Like a soup bowl, not the animal.
Yeah.
A bowl. Okay.
I'm surprised you remembered that. I completely forgot.
Yeah, but that was actually something right before we left the tavern. I made sure he wanted bread and water. He's like, oh, no, have hot soup on me too. That's what Ludviek did for him.
Let's see.
So he's got his bowl. Or bowl. And right now I'm saying it.
Bowl.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm using an accent.
It also doesn't help that the English language sucks.
Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Why does that sentence work? I actually don't understand that one. Don't explain it to me right now. Leave it to the comment section to surprise me in 4 months.
Yep.
I get the impression I'm not going to like the answer.
Either or, we can definitely do the drinking competition and get our whistles wet and our bellies a little bit warm. If you all are into that, I probably might be doing that one.
Okay.
Sounds like a good idea to me.
Yeah.
Particularly a good idea for myself, but, could be fun. Just once.
It's fun.
Tuki,
But
you sure?
Please
You
don't get
are.
sick.
Nothing against you, but you're a little light on the feathers. You sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, what is a party if not to have fun?
Exactly.
Just say I didn't warn you.
Not like we're gonna win
I am
anything.
fully aware of what will happen.
Okay.
All right, well, let's head on back.
All right. So then, you make your way back to the Lambsong Inn. Stepping inside, you see Jenny is sort of moving between some of the tables. There are more people here now than there were before, as the hour is moving on a little bit, and some people are sitting down for a late lunch or an early dinner, or just taking a minute to relax as they await the imminent party time that awaits them upon the horizon. She glances up towards all of you as you enter. What can I get for you, sweetums? Just give me one moment. Finishes writing something down. All right. Saw you all playing at that lamb catch game out my back window. That was some damn good footwork there. Boron, was it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What the fuck?
We'll...
I'm sorry. I just discovered a brown hourglass shape on my wrist, and I am not joking about that either.
What?
We're making new discoveries.
Yeah, I think it might have been cursed. Wait, no. That is a melted chocolate chip. Okay, we're good? I was genuinely worried for a minute. It's like, what the fuck is that? No, it just turns out my arm fell on a stray chocolate chip at some point, and it's just kind of been melting into my skin. Okay.
It's not a mole. It's not cancer. It's just chocolate.
Yeah, no, for one thing, it's not in my skin, it's on my skin, and it's wet and shiny. I will take a picture of it, and I will share it with you all later.
Yeah, we can't wait.
That is hilarious. All right.
I'll order beer for starters for everybody, and
Well, we don't even know if the competition's going on just yet, though.
No, but you can still just get drinks for yourself if you just want to chill the fuck out for a bit.
Oh, true.
that was the idea.
Okay.
All right, where the fuck is a beer? There it is. A beer or an ale, basically the same thing. All right, well, how many people are getting these?
Us 4 or 5.
So everyone's getting a beer?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was part of the drinking contest, but
However
many of you want it, I'm just asking so I can calculate how
Boron
much
is
copper it's
preparing
gonna...
for the drinking contest, basically.
oh, gotcha.
You need a solid foundation. Of sorts.
You need to prime. You need to do a warm up. You need to prime yourself. You
Yeah.
can't go for a run until you stretched your legs out, and you can't go for a drinking
Correct.
contest until you started drinking. It's simple logic, really. Everyone knows that. I'm just making shit up here, guys.
I think Tuki's probably more of a wine person.
Fair. Either way, anyone who wants to acquire just a mug can chip forward 4 copper pieces, or you can get a gallon that'll feed the whole table for 2 silver.
Yeah, I will get that.
All right. So Boron chips in 2 silver, just like almost half of his earnings from the game, at least as far as like official earnings. And any of you who want to have your drink, you can.
Well, thank you, Boron. I much rather appreciate it.
Just so you stay at this table.
Oh, aren't you just a sweetie?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Am I missing something? Why is there... You keep saying these things about her. Like, watching her, making sure she doesn't wander off. Have we been hired to protect her?
I fought their
Have we,
kind
Boron?
in plenty of skirmishes.
He's just flirting with me. It's fine.
This is just the most
You're a
worst
nasty little
flirting I've ever heard in my life.
Emotional damage!
It's what I've learned of foreplay as
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
If you like to believe that,
No, sweetie, I don't think you need to convince anyone else.
Minnove with the vicious mockery without needing a fucking spell slot. Fucking
It's a cantrip.
magnificent.
it's a cantrip.
Oh shit, it is? Okay.
That's a
fun.
cantrip. Minnove cat. Vicious I'm joking.
Vicious martyry.
Murdery.
Vicious margarita.
Okay.
I'm
No,
sorry,
just
my brain
imagine.
sometimes goes on tangents where I just start making shit up. Ignore me.
No, but a vicious margarita. Okay, basically it's a margarita and you throw in a bit of Tabasco.
A vicious margarita
Either way-
sounds like something you would order at a pub in, like, Ireland or something.
Either way, Tuki, I wouldn't worry too much about it. Having fun.
Alright.
Keeping me close, which is quite the compliment, I must say. Now, all right. Let's downer.
All right. You slurple down your beers, your ales, whoever amongst you wishes to. It's beer. I don't drink beer, so I can't commentate on how it tastes. But it is beer, and it's not bad beer.
This
Oh,
reminds
beer,
me-
bad beer.
Right.
I need to get in character and grab myself something to drink.
Right. Actually, upon that note, as long as your characters are just kind of taking a second to take a drink, I actually need to be right back for a second because I need to hit the restroom again. So I will take care of that real quick. We'll just take like a short couple of minutes, and then we'll be right back. to pause.
Everybody grab a drink.
I'll just leave it. If nothing happens, I can trim it later. It's fine. I promise. I suck at
It's alright.
Oh look, there goes Jenny out to the loo. You know, you hear that it whenever you drink, you better not go pee quite yet, or else you'll break the seal.
That is quite unlikely, I can tell you.
What, you breaking your seal?
Mm-hmm.
Virgin. Quite unfortunate, really. What about you, Tuki and Ludviek?
About
No,
what?
not about drinking. About I know you said that you're quite a lightweight there, Tuki.
I am not particularly strong in Constitution, so I get sick easy. I get drunk very easy. It's
Oh.
You
It's-
just feather
it
the
is what it
feathers and
is.
bones.
What's that?
You're just feathers and bones. You just need to get a little meat on.
If I had the time to sit down and cook, I might be doing a little better, but I don't.
What do you think you do?
You know, I make a mean rotisserie on a campfire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who here really enjoys meat, but I cook pretty well on a campfire. At least I think so. I haven't died yet, so that's the bonus.
I would be willing to try it.
Hell yeah.
Cornish game heads?
What?
The thing that Skij posted in general.
Oh.
Oh, which
what's
thing? The hourglass or the chicken?
The chicken.
Oh, I just found that. I just found that on the gifts list.
Mhm.
I just typed in rotisserie and that showed up.
It's fitting.
I make a mean rotisserie. Let me tell you, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's quite delicious in my profession, in my opinion, of someone who's eaten on the road and had to make meals on the road and between towns and such.
Rotisserie chickens, rotisserie pigeons, rotisserie seagulls, rotisserie, well, maybe not crows, but rotisserie birds in general. Maybe a rotisserie hog somewhere?
Maybe you know what, Tuki? Maybe I won't cook a rotisserie bird for you.
I mean, it's not like I am a pigeon.
No, but is there like any kind of apologies if this sounds foul, but is there any kind of
I get it.
is there any kind of relation between any kind of kinship between you and I guess birds of a sort?
Besides corvids, not really, and I've heard that nobody really eats those, so
I
don't-
have never.
I don't find the issue with chicken.
All right. Good to know. As long as it's not, actual domestic
It's
murder.
like that. It'd be like asking you, have you ever eaten lizard before? To which
Of
you may ask,
course.
Ludviek, have you ever eaten a lion before? To which I say yes. It was big.
That is a surprise. I did not know they were tasty.
They aren't. They're gamey. Like what I know.
That sounds
You've eaten a
tougher than my
rhino.
leather jacket.
What are those animals? Never heard of those.
Imagine a bison or big cow. Now, make it 3 times bigger, give it gigantic horn on front of head, and make it very, very, very angry.
That sounds delicious.
No,
A boron.
it isn't, unfortunately.
Okay. Ah, too bad.
Maybe with a plethora of drink, it is better.
That can be arranged usually.
Anything is better with drink. Cheers to that.
Mhm.
Minnove's gonna down another glass.
All right. Okay then. Well, if that be that for that conversation. Y'all can proceed to that drinking contest at your leisure.
All right. Looks like Jenny is setting us up for the competition.
Aye. Let me just reread my stuff on the subject real quick to remind myself how it works.
What will be the implement of imbibing?
I did not catch that.
What are we drinking?
Probably ales or wines, or I guess anything that is going rotten in the canter.
If it comes to a tavern like this, I would assume things like ales or beers. Commonality alcohol.
All right, so.
That takes ages. All right.
All right, so as you're sort of discussing this, eventually Jenny sort of comes over. Right, so you lot looking to participate in one of the drinking games, are you?
Indeed.
All right, well, rules are fairly simple. It's one-on-one matches. There's not really any brackets or tournament meetup, but it's basically just you want to drink someone off, you can drink someone off. That sounded better in my head.
Well, listen, Jenny. I've drinking many people off. Let me tell you.
I do not need to know that. I'm not even sure what that sentence means anymore, but I don't need to know that bit, sweetie. No, but if it is for the sake of the drinking contest, there are a couple of rules of play. First of all, each round does have a minimum amount of coin attached. Just enough to cover the cost of drinks. Each player participating in a round has to provide that. That way, my expenses for all the beer I'm providing is covered. It's one big mug at a time, taken in one big old draught. And it just goes until someone either taps out, passes out, or throws up, whichever happens first. And whoever wins gets to keep half of the big-ass pile, both of them put together. The other half goes to the inn to pay for all the drinks. Pretty simple stuff, really.
Oh, well.
How much is it for a tall draft?
Well, everyone has the same drink. You can decide which drink you want at the start, but if you're just going for just a regular old big old beer for each round, it's like 4 copper pieces for a pretty big mug. If you want to go for something a little more, I want to say like a little more fancy, we do have a little bit of some good stuff that we wound up porting in from little ways further down. From down in Kalola's Rest, actually, ported some nice, decent wines. They're a little more expensive. About a silver piece per mug, but a bit more kick, a bit of a sweeter taste, you know?
Alright. Well.
And unlike beer, they give you something to chew on that isn't actually chewable.
What?
What?
She's making a joke that the beer is good, but it's thick.
Oh.
It's okay.
It is wheat water, after all.
Right? Just like tea is leaf water, and coffee is bean water, and it's like everything is made up of other things. And these combinations of different things make new things. Who would have thought?
And wine is just fruit water.
And alcohol is just liver cancer. What? Or liver poison, rather. Not cancer. That comes later.
Remember, folks, drink in moderation at all times.
Don't drink at all times.
Drink in moderation at all times.
Yes, but not at all times, because if you're drinking at all times, you're gonna die. It doesn't matter how moderate you're being. I'm making a joke that if you're drinking at all times.
Kids, you're forgetting the Oxford comma here. The Oxford comma. Drink moderately, comma, at all times. Does that mean drink at all times? It means when you are drinking,
No,
make sure
buddy.
that you're being moderate.
I was making a joke.
I know, and I'm being obfuscating to continue it.
You're just kind of killing it, but all right. Anyway. All right. So any of you going to be drinking amongst yourselves, or is there someone else in here you fancy having a swig or two with?
Minnove's gonna scan the bar. anyone here that you think might be a big old drinker to get the most out of your buck there, Jenny?
Sort of glancing around, it does appear to just mostly be an assortment of regular folk. There is one individual who's a bit more on like the brawny side, sort of a, bigger muscles, sort of big bushy beard, kind of a wiry haphazard haircut, sort of leathered slightly skin from a lot of exposure. Well, we got Gav over there. Big old lumberjack fellow. Spends a lot of his time heading out north into the woods to cut down trees and junk. Big old guy, tough. Warm as a summer blanket, though. Just absolutely lovely man.
Wasn't there
Alright.
this mercenary captain? Is he looking like he's gonna participate?
Just the
Maybe
spokesperson.
he's still in the tavern, though.
Yeah, looking around, you do spot the sort of representative of the mercenary company that you spoke to before. Bannon, I believe his name was. Let me double check my notes.
That's right.
Oh, you little thief. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's right. Check your pockets, Ludviek.
Yeah.
No, literally. Okay, look, I have drink and I have snacks, and my cat just decided to steal the block of cheese.
Yes. Okay, yes, Bannon. You do see Bannon nearby, sort of, he doesn't seem to be having, like, a big drink at the moment. Like, looks like he is sipping something, but you don't get it. Like, Minnove, kobold, powerful sense of smell. You get the impression that that's just, like, a regular old glass of water.
No, I don't think he's really interested in any drinks there.
Yeah. Now, if the actual, like, commander of the force were here, he might be a bit more amenable, but he's not here. He's out in the field right now.
Okay.
Well, either or. He's gonna hop down, and she's gonna approach Gav. You,
Alright.
there, up!
He looks down at you. Oh, well. Huh. Hello there. Heard that we had a kobold in town. Didn't really believe it.
Hi. Would you happen to want to join the drinking competition with me? She's gonna act like very kind of like weak, I guess, and make her very demure, make herself look like someone that at first glance you're not gonna really assume she can drink too much.
Make a deception check for me.
Deception, where did I do that? Oh God, there it is.
16. Nice. All right, so you kind of go through the motions of making yourself look kind of small and demure and kind of frail, and it's not that hard. You know what that looks like.
And I would really like it if a big, strong gentleman as yourself drank with me, just so I have somewhat of a competition, you know.
Oh, you're challenging me to the drinking contest?
Yes.
Huh. He sort of squints at you for a second. Are you even legally old enough to be drinking alcohol?
I have you know that I am quite of age.
Sorry. I haven't met a kobold before.
Oh, well, okay. Good.
All right, well, I mean, if you're prepared to lose handily, sure.
Oh, please there. What's your name there, sir?
Gavin.
Gavin. I will lose to you anytime.
He kind of blinks a couple times, visibly not sure what to make of that. Right, okay.
Minnove's gonna waddle over and be like, Gavin, I will have a drinking competition drink.
All right, you saying that to Jenny?
Yep.
All right, what'll it be
Ludviek,
then? You
how
gonna go
about
with...
you and me?
I will go. I'll go with whatever Gav is gonna drink, just so it's even.
I mean, yeah, that's how it works. Yeah, let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's just do beers. Just keep it simple.
Yes.
Besides, I'm not really all that interested in fancier stuff anyway. I just want something to help me pass the time until I can go back out into the damn forest.
Oh, wrong. What do you do out there in the forest?
Well, mostly, I cut down trees for supplies. Plant new ones after they fall. Don't want the forest to be thinning away forever on us. But, you'll notice, and he sort of gestures around, a lot of these buildings are made using wood. Well, we'd need trees for wood, and that's where I come in. Me and my little entourage of useless nobodies. We go out, axe in hand, chop down trees, bring them back, put them to the lumber yards where they get cut up into planks and used to build things, whether that be buildings, wagons, chariots, the occasional table, just whatever the town needs. Anything left over, well, we can pass it along the circuit to the next town in line. Juma sells them, we get a bit more money. Helps in the winter when we need to fill the granaries.
Wow, that's quite effective.
Right? Small town like this, everyone's got a part to play. Oh then. Right,
Minnove
before
gonna put her copper piece.
Alright, it is, both players will be putting in 4 copper pieces for each drink. And if you win, you'll get all of that back.
Perfect.
So, but before we commit to that, Boron, you were talking to Will a second ago, but kind of got drowned out a bit.
Yeah, I was just saying, you want to match them?
But who would you play against?
Oh,
Whoever
you?
would you play against, Boron?
You, of course.
Moi? Oh, you think I could handle one who can wrangle sheep so well?
You're bigger, you're tougher. I think you can.
Well, I can't deny a challenge like that after such complimentary and flattery. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
That one's an easy win.
All right. I had my microphone muted for a second while I was chomping down on a bit of apple.
Apples.
Apple. Yeah, I didn't realize until just now that this button here on my interface, it doesn't just turn off my ability to hear the playback of my microphone, it just straight up...
And he's gone.
Yeah, it just straight up turns off my microphone. It doesn't just turn off my ability to hear it playing back in my headphones, it literally just silences the whole thing.
Okay.
But, I also just have a volume knob that I can just turn down if I really want to. It's fine.
Well, it looks like he left the room, guys.
I mean, I could also just turn it way up if I really want to, but I get the impression you guys don't want that.
That's okay.
Yeah, about where it is, 50%, that's fine. Anyway, so we have Minnove versus Gavin and Ludviek versus Boron. High-octane D&D adventure, ladies and gentlemen. I love this. People being people. All right, so
Yeah, Ludviek wants a little, this is basically, round 2 of their competition.
valid. So, you know what? Real quick, I'm just gonna roll 1d2. On a 1, we will begin with Minnove and Gavin. On a 2, we'll begin with the other people. Just so that we can just 2. So we're beginning with the heavy boys.
Okay.
All right.
So, this is pretty simple. You each put in however much, 4 copper for each drink if you're just going beers. And it's a best 2 out of 3 Constitution saving throws situation. So, any time you fail a saving throw, you get 1 mark off on you, and whoever fails the most first loses, and the other person gets the payout. And the DC you need to beat increases with every drink you have, success or fail.
Okay.
So that way it's not just 2 or 3 random rolls. And there will be a moment in between drinks where you can interact, talk, and to psych each other out or whatever. So,
Do I get advantage on that because of my resistance to poison? Nah, okay, forget it. I'll Just
I mean,
roll
that is a valid point. I will only say yes if Will is okay with allowing that to be a thing
No.
against him.
Fine, go ahead.
I'll do it like this. I'll drink spirits while he drinks beer.
It's like, by the way, I have a much higher alcohol tolerance than the regular person because of my ancestry, so I'll have something stronger to level the playing field.
Correct.
All right. Jenny's like, all right, fair enough, fair play. Alrighty, so I'm not going to change the numbers on the payout for that because that's just too much fucking math. I'll keep track of how many rounds this will be, and we'll just have the payout at the end to be appropriate for that. So,
to which Ludviek would just respond, I can see the fair play. Of course, no, in the long run, I won't get liver disease.
alright, so round one. Make your con saves, ladies and gentlemen, as Jenny brings over the drink, sets them down before you. Boron, why did you make 3 con saves?
Because you said to make 3 con saves.
That's not quite what I meant.
Okay.
We'll use the first one you rolled.
Sounds good.
Yeah, okay, so you rolled an 11, Ludviek rolled an 18. Both of those are successes.
Okay.
So, you both down your drinks, they burn on the way down, but you're both people of tough constitutions and strong demeanor. Your senses are still yours. Both successes. You have a moment to talk or what have you before the next round.
Ah, it is delicious after a good run.
Very good. He pounds his chest a little. Cling, cling. On the metal.
Actually, you know what? Hold on for a second. I'm going to do a thing here. Because just to save time, we are actually going to do both of these at the same time.
Okay.
Just bounce back and forth between tables.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that idea. Rising tension for both.
Yes, indeed. All right, so that was Boron and Lud's table. Minnove, you and Gav. Let's see here. So, all right, so Gav sort of gives you a little nod. All right, well then. Don't say I didn't warn you, little miss.
And she's like, oh, I heard your warning. And it's a saving throw, right?
Yes, con saving throw.
Cool. So just for one?
Yep, just roll a con save.
Oh.
All right, so you rolled a natural 1.
No.
Oh,
so,
no.
So I'm going to now...
Wait, what? Wait, hang on. I don't have my... Hold on, I didn't add this into my thing. What's, Bard is proficient in charisma and dexterity saving throws, right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Okay, never mind. Continue.
All right. And I will now have Gav roll his constitution. Natural fucking 20. Okay. So because that is a natural 1 as opposed to a natural 20, that'll count as 2 wins for him. So, Minnove, like, you're not unused to having alcohol. You've had some before. People have offered you drinks in the past. But you might occasionally overestimate your koboldic constitution for these foreign human-made drinks. So as you throw it back, there's just for whatever reason, you were not properly braced, and it hits your senses like a sledgehammer.
Oh.
So you kind of wobble a bit while Gav is looking completely fine, and he just kind of grins. He's like, "You all right?"
I'm fine. We're good. It's just I'm not used to these not used to these blends. That went down the wrong pipe.
It's okay. Take your time. Take a second. Don't drown on me. That would be extremely embarrassing.
Oh. All right. She's gonna shake her head and she's like, okay. All right.
All right.
The innkeeper keeps a bucket ready.
Yep. All right. Okay, that's not doing what I wanted to do, but whatever. All right, so it is now back to Boron and Ludviek, who are still 0-0.
Okay.
All right, Constitution again.
Yep.
Ugh.
Oh, both failures. So, both of you take the drink down, and as you set the mugs down, this will technically be a loss for Ludviek, because he lost by more. So, you're both kind of feeling it, but Ludviek, you're feeling it a little more. You don't generally drink a lot in the way of alcohol. Like, it's a relatively new discovery for you, like in the broader scope of your life. Back in your old tribe, there wasn't much in the way of alcohol to be had, because you didn't have the facilities for brewing, and during your tutorship as a Sunan, imbibement was usually frowned upon during the training periods. It's only more recently that you've taken to the road that you've actually started exploring a bit, and so while you have fun and you see the value in the partying and the revelry that comes with alcohol, you're still kind of finding your drinker's legs, and so it kind of hits your senses a little bit. It's like, oh, I might have overestimated myself just a little bit. I need to focus up.
He's been doing that a lot today.
All right, so that is technically 1 win point for Boron.
Yeah, Boron is kind of feeling it himself, because he's he downed almost half of the gallon that they ordered previously.
Indeed.
Okay.
Alrighty, back to Minnove's table. So you're technically, so Gavin's technically at 2 win points because of that massive disparity in rolls there. All right.
That's fine.
Con save, roll it.
Better. Ooh.
Wow. So, Minnove, you sort of very quickly sort of a focus. I was like, okay, I really actually need to concentrate here. While Gav is very much sort of has had smoke blown up his ass by the magnitude of his earlier success. And as a result, he is not fully taking you seriously. He's just kind of casualing about this. And so when he slurps down his, it's clear he is not taking you seriously enough because you succeeded and he failed. So you now have 1 win point while he has 2. So he's like, oh, oh dang. Jenny, did you do anything to these?
Didn't do anything different to him, love. They're just normal. You just already had a few drinks first, remember?
Ah, fuck. All right, so 2 Gav, 1 Minnove. Boron and Lud.
Okay. Last round.
Possibly last round.
Ah, jeez.
All right, so that is a fail from Boron and a success from Ludviek. As I recall, it was a case of Ludviek, Boron was at 1 win point so far?
Yes.
All right, so now it's 1-1 for you two. So, Boron, you take down your somewhat stronger spirits while Ludviek is sort of finding his balance. Your senses take a little kick and it's like, oh, okay, this shit's actually pretty tough.
Yeah, Boron snorts a little out of his nose.
Ludviek sets his glass down and just says, "Remember, Boron, it is through the esophagus to the stomach is where the beer goes, not to the lungs."
Funny.
Super funny.
All right. Back to Minnove's table. So
Go.
Gav is fully focusing in, and so are you. All right, a 12 is technically a failure, but let's see if Gav fails more than you. He does!
Oh, man!
Damn! Okay, so you two are now even. Both of you have 2 win points. As Gavin and you both slurp down your drinks, and Gavin is like, oh. Jenny, are you sure? I'm sure, Gav. Oh, shit.
I told you I'd catch up.
I turn to the other table and tell him, yeah, I think that you're right about this.
Alrighty. Boron and Lud, you're up. It is currently 1-1 for you two.
Okay. So I'll deduct another 4 copper pieces.
Alright. I mean, we'll worry about the copper pieces here in a bit. The numbers keep going up on the turn order, as you can see.
Right.
That is twofold.
Okay.
That helps me keep track of the DC, and it also will make the math easy when we're done. I can just do a multiplication.
Makes sense. Okay.
All right. Here we go. Ooh.
Okay, that is a fail from Ludviek. We'll see if Boron fails more or less.
Let's see.
No.
All right, that is also a failure from Boron, but Boron does not fail as hard as Ludviek, so Boron gets a win point. It is now 2-1 in Boron's favor. More drinks go down, your senses are getting increasingly fuzzy, the edges of your vision are starting to blur and fuzz up a little bit, things are getting kinda
Good sport, Ludviek.
Aye, same to you, Boron. It's quite, thing. Yes, thing.
Good.
One moment, chewing.
And so am I on this beer. Oh, gosh, it's thick. Might as well just taken bread and chopped it up and thrown it in the water. Same thing.
Right, well then. So, that is 2-1 in Boron's favor. And I should note that, like, at this point, both contests are starting to get, like, a bit of a crowd going. like the handful of people who are in here are actually sort of congregating around the two tables. I will say that Minnove's table is probably getting a bit more attention because that one, has Gavin, who is a known quantity. And he is currently even with a much smaller creature that is a kobold, who are notoriously known for being primarily dangerous because they move in large numbers. Yet here's this lone one managing to catch up to Gav, who is known for having a good beer gut. So there's like a spectacle of like, oh my god, it's David versus the Goliath over here. Upon which note, Minnove, Gav, cons. Oh no.
Ooh.
No.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
All right. So that is Gav's final win point. So you both down one more round of drinks, and you try to hold it, Minnove, but you just quite can't. Like, your body is starting to warn you, stop it. Like, you're queasy as shit, your vision is swimming, your senses are all over the place. You very quickly realize that you can't take another drink or you're probably going to start puking. So just involuntarily, you just sort of start tapping out.
You see her claws digging kind of into the wood of the table as she downs this last beer, and she digs her claws into the table as it hits her. And then she's like, God, did we just get a bad batch or something? We just picked the wrong beer mugs each time. Oh my god. You see Minnove, and she's her head just hung down. And you see her, her claw goes up as 1 second, and it goes back down again. No. And that, nope. Ugh. I don't know what was in here, but...
Here's beer. That was beer.
Beer, yeah. Alright. Good job, Gav. Oh.
Do I
Good job.
win?
Yeah.
Yeah. I win.
Yeah. You win, Gav. Good job. No,
Good
just-
game.
Yeah, good game. Minnove's gonna extend her claw, her hand out, but her face is still looking at the table, the grains of the table itself.
He just kind of vaguely palms your hand, trying to shake it unsuccessfully.
Good job, Kev. Good job.
You... Maybe I was wrong about your scale folk. You're not so bad.
Oh, I don't know. I feel pretty bad right now. Oh,
You ever had a hangover?
not really. Well, I get... Define a hangover.
You ever get real drunk and you can go to bed? And then when you get up next morning, your head feels like someone just beat the shit out of it.
Oh, love. Just a good night.
Fuck yeah, it is.
Good job. Minnove's gonna hop off the chair. And he's like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Okay,
Good job.
as you hop down from the chair, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for me at disadvantage.
Oh no.
You managed to stay on your feet.
Yes.
All right, so in total, Minnove, you will lose 16 coppers on that, or basically a silver and 6 copper.
Yeah.
So Minnove is no longer in the game. She lost, but it was a fun time, to be sure. And Boron and Lud, it is currently 2-1 in Boron's favor. Resume con saves, gentlemen.
Correct.
Help me, RN Jesus.
Nice.
Damn you, RN Jesus.
It is 3-1 in Boron's favor. That means Boron wins.
Yeah, he concentrates and downs his spirits and beats on his chest again, and it clinks.
It's like beating a metal drum.
Good stuff.
And
Ludviek just goes, "Oh, I don't," and then suddenly, if just for a second, a small warm glow appears around him, and he just stiffens up, and he's just like, "I concede."
I don't think alcohol poisoning counts as a disease, but I'll allow it because it's funny.
Otherwise, I think you can use 5 points of your lay on hands to remove poison.
Yeah. Like this account is poison, not disease, and lay on hands can do the same thing.
Well, then you know what? I will do that. I'll remove 5 points of lay on hands to remove poison, and he'll just accept the loss and gain some hubris. Whoa!
Gain
Tonight's-
hubris? You mean gain humility?
Humility, that's it. Humility, not hubris. Sorry, English dictionary. See, I'm drunk now too.
Perfection.
It's like,
All
well,
right.
I at least know how far I can go, and damn, Boron, you're a tough man to crack.
All right. So,
Years of
Ludviek.
experience.
So, Ludviek, you lose a silver and 6 copper, and Boron gains it.
Okay. 7. Okay, so I'm down to and 8. All right, math done.
Yeah. All right. So, that is the drinking game complete. There are, of course, some general jovial sounds of merriment from the crowds that sort of gathered around over where Gav is, as he is starting to drift off into the la-la lands of Booze Town. He's getting, like, claps on the back from people like, well done, we knew you could do it, Gav. Still, that couple give you a run for your money, huh? She's got a tail. She does have that, Gav, yes.
Where all the beer is stored.
The tail is just a water balloon for booze.
Well, don't tell them my secrets, okay?
Just gonna put that out of context. The tail is a water balloon for booze.
Perfect.
Alrighty. So, that took a bit. So, is Ludviek going to use any more of his lay on hands to cure the drunkenness in anyone else? Or just himself?
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna keep a little bit just in case something more into it, but he'll, who looks worse off? Probably Minnove looks more worse off than, the other guy.
Fine.
So, okay, I'll use 5 more, but I'll keep, 5 more on hand, just in case there's an emergency or something that pops up.
Oh no, I'm fine, Ludviek. I'm Ludviek. Look at me in my eyes. Look at which
I'm
which
trying,
eye?
but I'm trying, ma'am, but unfortunately one is going off in the opposite direction.
Listen, Ludviek. It's fine. Listen. I'm fine, Ludviek.
You're right. You are fine. And he just claps her shoulder and now you are more fine.
You bastard.
I take the dodgebag. I
I'm
paid
fine.
good money for this.
I paid good money to get shit-faced.
Yeah.
Well, he just did it to Minnove, not Boron.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. Boron still has his buzz.
I love the fact... It's like, from the side, as you sort of say, you bastard, Minnove, Jenny sort of pipes up. If it's any consolation, love, you probably wouldn't want to play when you're absolutely shit-faced.
But I play better when I'm shit-faced. Sometimes. Depending
don't-
on how shit-faced others are.
I do not believe that is true. Generally speaking, the performer only gets better when everyone else is drunk.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's more so because, you were talking about playing on the stage earlier, and it's going to be very hard to do that if you have headache.
Headache, schmadache. In my time, I've had plenty of headaches, plenty of time to unwind, many times.
The buzz comes first, then comes the headache.
Why do I get a feeling while this whole thing has been going on, Tuki now just has this fancy cocktail that's completely out of place.
That would be funny.
Pineapples and apples and...
That's a good question. What is Tuki doing during all this? We kind of lost track of you.
Well, nobody answered, so she's just kind of hanging out and watching.
No one answered?
Oh.
Yeah, I said anybody want an easy win. Nobody answered.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Neither did I,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, do you want a drink with me?
To which then Ludviek just glares at her and says, "Everybody gets one," and he just walks back off.
I can only do that one more time.
It's fine. I could probably whip something up too. If you want to, you don't have to.
That's alright. Watching people was enough to make me realize it was not such a great idea for me.
Fair enough.
Ah. So I guess in this case, it's the bird that's the people watcher.
Yeah. Well then. With that all in mind and all that said, is there anything else y'all wish to do for the remainder of the day before night falls? Or are you just gonna chill out and hang out in the inn for a while?
I think the next
More or
major
less.
thing was that
I think
musical thing.
Once the sun goes down, the partying out in the town square is gonna get started with music and dance and all that happy shit all around a big ass bonfire.
I think before that,
I think
other people go first.
Tuki's just gonna run over to Juma's and buy a bowl for Donald.
One bowl. All right, a bowl. I don't suppose it would be. I don't suppose it would make sense for a. Nope, a bowl is not in the player's handbook. Okay, I'm just gonna say that's a copper piece.
All right.
Could be fancy bowl.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get the most like touristy, like welcome to Lambsong type bowl.
Okay, if you're getting a super touristy bowl, we'll knock that up to 5 copper pieces because tourist shit pays well.
Sure.
I bet it's a nice wooden bowl that in the side has like on the outside has little lambs engraved into it.
Oh
Like
yeah,
dancing
no.
around the edge.
Yeah, no, it's like it's this I'm gonna spend time describing an ornate bowl. This wooden bowl does have sort of whittled and sort of carved into the circumference of its outer side. This sort of repeating pattern of humanoids, probably humans, but undistinct enough to leave it up to the imagination, playing on stringed instruments while dancing along with various young sheep and lambs, because that's the whole damn thing of this town. It is very pretty, for sure.
Yeah, and I'll hand it off to Donald just so that you can remember your time here.
Yeah, and the whole time Donald has kind of been secluded sort of in one corner, kind of letting everyone else do their thing, while he's been enjoying a very thick bowl of soup and just a glass of water and just resting his legs. And when you bring him the big old bowl, he's like, you know, Ludviek and I talked about that. I was half joking, but you know what? I'll take it, thank you.
Aww.
It's always good to have. I know what it's like to struggle after having to walk when it hurts. So, just trying to let you know that I'm thinking of you and I understand.
I appreciate it very much. Thank you. Now then, I am going to get back to this bowl of soup. It is my second one. It is so good to not be fucking starving. And goes right back to eating. This guy is going to give himself tummy cramps for the sake of a full belly.
That's it. I'll just meet up back with the group and just... So... music.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Let's
Well,
see.
if you just want to pass the time and just basically loiter in sort of a passive state.
Actually,
Oh, what you got?
I want to acquire a mule or a donkey and a little cart that I can tie to it.
Ah, okay.
Simply because I'm familiar with land vehicles, and B, so we can get on a little quicker with our protege.
All right. Give me a second to double check a few things here.
And if necessary, I will sell my lightstone.
Lightstone?
I've acquired in our last adventure, I've acquired a stone that constantly glows.
Oh, right. That would probably
A
be
glow rod.
Ah, right. Little, right, that thing. That was used for solving a puzzle, as I recall.
Oh, it's still constantly glowing.
All right.
Must
I mean,
be
he did take it with him, so it's like...
Fair enough. Okay, yeah. I don't recall what exactly that is, but we'll, just for the sake of ease, we'll say you can sell that for about a gold piece.
Oh. I thought
Wasn't
it was more
one of
expensive.
the beginning
It's
puzzles?
basically just a torch that doesn't burn out. So as far as like its practical value, it's gonna be more expensive than a torch, but torches are generally pretty cheap. And outside of the confines of the puzzle it was built for, that is the only function it serves, is being a light source.
Yeah,
So
I thought it was worth a little more. Oh, then
maybe for a mage
I'll
it
keep it.
might, but like if you were selling it to a mage it might be worth more because they'd want to study it, but if you're just selling it to some village people, they're not going to be too bothered about its magical properties, just its practical applications.
Makes sense. Yeah, but I'll keep it.
All right. Well, if you're wanting to get, are you wanting a carriage, cart, chariot, or wagon?
A cart, just a cart, a small 2-wheeled cart that I can tie to the mule or donkey.
All right. Okay. And you're wanting a mule or a donkey. All right. So you make your way over. We'll abbreviate this a bit. Sort of asking around a little bit.
Okay.
Jenny sort of points you in the direction. There is a stable sort of on the western end of town, sort of, in the direction of Antarine, because the village does get traffic from Antarine from time to time, and people coming from there will want a place to stable their horses or whatever. Heading your way over there, there is a dwarven fellow running the stand. I accidentally opened up the search function. A dwarven fellow running the stable who will be more than happy to sell you a donkey, mule, maybe even a draft horse, and he does have a cart for sale.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going for a donkey or mule...
I'll stay with the donkey then. Okay.
Okay. All right. Donkey or mule, either way, it doesn't really matter. You can specify. They cost the same thing.
Donkey works.
All right. So you get a donkey and a cart. So a donkey and a cart, that is 8 gold and 15 gold a pop. Let me whip up my calculator because I cannot do math in my head. 23 gold pieces all told for both of those.
Oh, just one. I only want the donkey.
Oh, you don't want the cart?
No, that's a little too rich for me currently.
Fair enough. Then just a donkey or mule will be 8 gold.
Okay, that's I can get that.
All right.
And does he have a saddle for that too? Because he will be ridden, and that might not be good without a saddle.
For the sake of ease, we'll say, yeah, he just comes with one.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so you have a donkey.
Hey, I shall name it Donkey.
You have a donkey. It is named Donkey. Okay, Shrek.
Just as long as he doesn't gain a Scottish accent, we'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, Boron's got a German accent. Anyways.
Not by choice.
It's because his player is German. Why did I say German and whatever the fuck accent this is? What is this accent? Is this Scottish? I think this is Scottish. No?
Sounds
Maybe?
Welsh.
I don't fucking know. I don't know European accents, motherfuckers. Anyways.
European, that's Great Britain. There's a big difference.
Man, do you think I really care?
Yeah, you're American. They're all the same.
It's not that they're all the same. It's that they're so badly defined and no one has a proper explanation that they're just willing to fucking give me that I just gave up caring. It's like, European, British, English, that's like 3 things that all to what they commonly describe to me mean basically the same goddamn thing, or at least did for a long time.
Look, if there's one thing everybody can agree on, no one can understand the Finns.
I can't actually agree with that because I don't know anything about the Finns, so I can't say.
Finnish is crazy.
As a European, I agree.
Well, I guess you would know
Even
more
the Scandinavians are scared of them.
The Scandinavians are scared of the Finnish, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What, are the Finnish like the harbingers of the end times? Is that why they're called the Finnish? They're the finish line?
Something like that, yeah.
Hilarious. All right.
Where do you think Mortal Kombat got that line? Finish him.
Correct.
Right, let's carry on with the game, shall we? So you have acquired Donkey. You have named it Donkey.
Good.
And you knuckle
Correct.
down, I guess, to wait for party time to begin.
Mm-hmm.
So, a handful of hours pass, and the sun begins to dip beneath the horizon. And as it does, the last sort of light in the area is that of the various little, like, candle lanterns and torches, and the big bonfire in the center of the town, accented by the sort of silvery glow emitted by the pale ring itself. as people sort of start to step out from their various homesteads or places of work as places are closing up shop and start migrating into the town center. There is a large wooden stage sort of set up on the northern end of town, sort of overlooking everything. And you can see that there is, sort of as you're sort of filtering out, you do see an individual up there talking to a couple of others. The individual, human man, looks to be a bit better off than sort of everyone else in the settlement, judging by like the somewhat nicer clothes he wears, his more groomed appearance. It doesn't take much to put together that that's probably this town's local mayor or governor or landlord or whatever title he wishes to go by, since that's kind of a flexible thing. He trades words for a few more minutes with the people on stage while the crowd is gathering. And those individuals sort of slink off, and that individual sort of steps forward. The area sort of hushes up a bit as he sort of holds a hand up to sort of get everyone's attention. Friends, I know this is a bit unconventional for me to speak at this point. Normally you're used to the music just beginning and everyone getting on with the dances, but given recent circumstances, I felt it my obligation to speak to you frankly for a moment. I know that for some of you, here and there, this must feel strange, perhaps even a touch disrespectful. People in our settlement recently died, slain by a wild beast from the world below, and yet here we are, about to throw a party? About to dance and sing and be merry? To those of you who feel that way, I understand fully. I do not begrudge you. I do not condemn, and nor should anyone else. If your heart is not in the spirit, then you should not force it to be. But this weekly little celebration of ours has been a tradition in Lambsong for as long as our village has existed. It is this tiny little celebration that got us through the tyranny of Baracus during the height of its reign. It was this revelry and joy that got us through the harshest colds of long winter and kept our community together as we rebuilt in the wake of that tragedy. So, whether or not you feel it is fully appropriate, I ask that you understand. We celebrate tonight not to ignore or disrespect or spite those who are no longer with us, but to honor the traditions that they lived among and pay respect to their memory and the lives they led. We party for them as much as for ourselves. We send them off to Anuna's gates, not with silence and somber murmurings, but with a toast and a cheer and a damn good dance in their memory, eh? Now, I understand if this speech goes on too long, I'll lower your spirits. So, and he sort of reaches down into one of his sort of coat pockets and just straight up pulls out a bottle. A toast to those we lost, and to the future of Lambsong. Be merry, be loud, and make it worth a damn. Enjoy the party, everyone. Pops it, and it's clear that the crowd definitely had an appreciation for the speech. As, well, some cheers go up and people start going around scrambling to get into position. And you do see there are a handful of other individuals nearby who have the capacity to put on musical performances, though curiously, Minnove, you're not seeing any sign of the friend you've made. He appears to be absent for the moment. But regardless, you have a window here to move forward and do your thing.
Minnove will look around and be like, so, did you all want to come join me on the stage at all? I know we spoke about it a little bit, but...
I'd be happy
I'll
to
keep watching you for now.
give you some accompaniment, but I think you should be the star of this performance.
All right, Tuki.
Ludviek, from his sack, says, well, if you needed a bit of rhythm, pulls out a drum. I can go with whatever tempo you set.
All right, Ludviek. And yes, Boron, you keep a good watch with that one good eye of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Just never gonna let you live that down, is she?
Minnove is going to approach whoever is like making the list of the open stagers, and is going to put her name, Tuki's, and Ludviek's on it as like one big party.
All right. Okay. It's actually Juma, the Kraven shopkeeper, who's keeping the list as you're approaching. Huh. All right, I can accommodate that easily enough. You will be third up. So just go ahead, find a spot, and wait your turn. Join the dancers if you like. We'll call out to you when it's your turn.
All right, Minnove will go back to them. Like, all right, everyone, we are third on the list. So enjoy the dancing. I will go tune my instrument, making sure that it's well up. I tried playing some, well, during our downtime there, I tried practicing and it was a little out of tune, so.
All right. So then. And with that, the first group goes up on stage. And the first song begins. A very lively and sprightly melody, primarily consisting of notes played on an arrangement of different woodwind instruments. It has this very breezy, light, sort of airy tune to it that kind of makes everyone feel a little bouncy. Like there's not weight to it, but momentum, movement, very much energy. And, well, the dancing begins, sure enough. I don't have specific music for each song, so we'll just go back to the previous playlist here. And the dances begin. There is still, of course, visibly a small air of, like, tension or unease at the idea of, like, partying when someone died so recently, but they do seem to be taking the mayor's advice and just putting aside the worst of it for now to just have a moment of fun in the face of that danger. So, are you all just gonna hang back for now, or?
Once Minnove is done tuning her instrument, she will join in the dancing and the festivity.
All right.
And Ludviek is basically just there to back her up.
All right.
Make her performance better. Add to her performance. That's all he's planning to do.
All right.
Help.
Tuki's gonna be dancing until it's our turn.
All right. It's... After the last few days you spent on the road, it's a little odd to just be cutting loose and throwing your body around, but it feels nice. It's liberating, in a sense, to just be wild and not give a shit for a moment. And since it seems like over half the people here have no idea how to actually dance either, they're just kind of doing whatever the hell they feel like, you don't feel too self-conscious about it. Like, if you can't dance, you're fitting right in. I speak from personal experience on this one, by the way. I cannot dance to save my fucking life. You put me in a dance floor, I'm just gonna run in place like a dumb, stiff robot. It is horrifying to behold.
Well, performance is one of the things Tuki's actually proficient in.
Yeah.
Same with Minnove.
Yeah.
And same with Ludviek, surprisingly.
This might not go horribly.
Yeah, no.
I mean, not super, but decent.
All right,
It's
so...
not a big number, but it's a number.
So, the first two songs, the first two groups go by fairly quickly. It's lively, it's energetic. There's definitely, the tension is bleeding away as people are just losing themselves in the moment. After, I'd say, about 10 or so minutes, Juma calls out, "Right, okay, next up we have Minnove, Tuki, and Ludviek."
Well,
So.
Minnove will take out her beaten sitar and be like, all right, guys, let's get on our way.
Alright, so, if no one else has anything else to say on the subject,
Minnove will take her seat
alright,
on the stage.
Yep, you step up onto the stage. There are a few stools scattered around. Feels a little weird for you, Tuki. Well, actually, no, you wouldn't be bothered by this at all because you're used to everyone staring at you. All three of you are used to people staring at you. Never mind, I said anything. I'm a stupid idiot.
Can I get
Staring without glares.
Can I do a quick perception check to just gauge the crowd to see what song might be the best for this specific crowd?
An insight check would roll better than perception here, I think.
An insight? Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, that's not good.
Well,
That's
it's
one.
a 5. You've already kind of gleaned everything you can from this crowd with passive insights. So you've been here a couple days, but you're still kind of getting to know them. But I'll just give this to you, judging by what you've seen thus far. There's not really a. They like a good time, but they could maybe do something a little more comforting. Maybe.
Minnove is going to.
I am gonna say that I gave you advantage on that because you're used to reading crowds.
Cool. All right. Minnove will look it over and like, all right, everyone, you're comfortable following kind of my lead, I guess.
Yeah.
If
Alright.
I've heard it before, I can play it.
All right. Minnove is like, okay. This is the first time she's actually sat on stage with like a band of some sorts.
Yeah, you're used to playing solo, so this is new for you, indeed.
So she starts kind of like strumming, plucking.
All right.
And as she does so, she starts kind of going into it is still like a kind of a happier song, but it's very much like a lullaby almost.
I've got
with
it
how
going
it
in the
kind of
watch
plays.
together right now.
I hear it. And Minnove will play that.
All right. You don't need to roll performance for this, Minnove. You know
Cool.
how to play. I'll just give it to you. You've done this before. This is your calling. You know what you're doing. As for Tuki and Ludviek, well, I mean, you can hear it. It's a slower song than perhaps you were expecting, but there's undeniably a lot of heart to it. And the two of you can actually make insight checks if you like.
Of course.
Oh no.
A 5 and a 17. So, Tuki, you don't notice because you're just kind of listening to the music, but Ludviek, you notice that there's... I won't go into any, specific details here, obviously, because that's not my job, but there's something to the way Minnove is playing it that almost feels not intimate, but definitely invested. Like, this isn't just some song she picked up. This one's important.
Personal connection. Gotcha.
But regardless, Tuki, Ludviek, just because I don't want to ruin this, I'm not going to necessitate rolls from you either. I'm just going to say you take help actions. You just kind of do backup, sort of. It takes you a second because you didn't have any chance to practice ahead of time. But you sort of find a spot for yourself in the melody soon enough. With Ludviek just providing some more gentle sort of momentum with his drum. And Tuki, you're using a karimba, right?
Yes.
Well, we just got past your bit, then. You kind of find little windows to add a few extra notes here and there. And it's very mellow. It is a much more mellow song than the others that preceded it. And there's like a moment of confusion when the song first started from the crowd where there's like, wait, we're supposed to dance to this? But they start to sort of get it after a bit. They start sort of nodding their heads, and it is very much mellow, more relaxed. It's like they got the energy out of their system. They got the chaos and the rampancy, and now they're just taking a moment to just be, as it were. There's still momentum, there's still movement, there's still dancing of a sort, but it's more like you've prompted a surprise slow dance sequence, and it's... Well, it's very nice to see, because everyone is very much just sort of relaxing into it.
Minnove definitely, when she plays this, is as Ludviek can see, very, very, very into it. And as she's playing it, it's almost like it's like second nature, almost at this point. And it's something that's like almost, and it trying to play it in the best way that she can in a nice warm blanket. Trying to have other people kind of take in this moment and just enjoying each other's company.
All right.
Say that the reason Tuki's not noticing anybody else is because she's very wrapped up in the emotions that it gives her.
It is a solid bit of music, yes.
Even Boron is going all out, and he is tapping his right foot in sort of the rhythm.
It's like, this is a very slow song, but I'll foot tap to it. Because, I mean, yeah, the song we got going in the Roll20 right now, or the Watch Together right now, is what Minnove is playing.
It's nice.
Indeed. And it's the first chance I got to actually start playing one of the party's themes.
Yay.
So, soon enough, the song winds down, plays its course. And there's a sort of moment of calm quiet from the crowd as Minnove winds it down. Sort of a moment of quiet after the fact. And then it starts off a little pensive, a little tepid, but it very rapidly warms up as the crowd sort of swells into applause. Rather than bursts or surges, it's a gradual ascent as people sort of get into it. It's like, yeah, no, that was really nice. I fucking needed that kind of vibe. And it's just nice to see.
Minnove is going to, when she's done. Is there any more time left on this or not?
I'd say you have like maybe a minute or so.
And Minnove, she looks at the crowd, kind of like enjoying it and taking it in, and not wanting to completely ruin like the upbeatness that it has been. She's gonna look over at Ludviek and Tuki and make the melody kind of go quieter. And as she makes her melody go quieter, she's gonna look at them and go like, "All right, fucking go at it."
Just urging people to go ham.
Yeah, just kind of bring back the energy that was there. Like there was the moment. Now, bringing back that energy in a gradual kind of silence.
Valid.
And
All
this, do you want me to roll performance onto this part?
If you want.
You're awesome.
All All right. So, it is safe to say... Well, actually, you would get advantage because you do have help still from Tuki and Ludviek. So, 17. While the opening song might have definitely been the highlight of your time on the stage, the second one isn't any... It's still very nice. Everyone is very clearly enjoying it. It seems to be a crowd who's just happy to have music and song and entertainment. They're not a tough crowd.
Best kind of crowd.
So, you finish the songs, and soon enough, your time on stage is coming to an end.
Minnove will look at the others and be like, "Thank you for this. I appreciate it. It's been the first time I've actually ever, played, I guess, with a band of sorts."
With a group.
Yeah.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God.
Okay, that sounded weird.
So-
Don't do that again.
So,
Thank you for trusting us to accompany you.
of
Just
course.
gonna actually like wipe one of her eyes and just. I'm going to go sit down.
Ludviek just nods understandably and says, "It was my pleasure. Thank you."
Yeah, of course. Minnove will take her leave with a little bow and head off the stage.
All right. Some cheers and applause sort of follow you on the way down. It's very nice. With that, the next band goes up on stage. The energy picks back up. And you have the rest of the night to yourselves.
Imagine having to follow that up.
What was that?
Imagine having to follow that up with we gotta be fun now.
It's like, well, shit. All right.
No slow songs. We gotta do something peppy. I know, let's get Smashing Pumpkins.
Let's get Smashing Pumpkins.
They're in
do
this
the
world, too.
dinosaur. Yeah, no, actually, no, never mind. Everyone just did the dinosaur, and it was very calm. Because you were the closest thing to a dinosaur in this town, Minnove.
Hell yeah, I'm prehistoric.
Anyways, so, is there anything
have
else
fun.
your group wishes to do this night?
Minnove's gonna go up to Boron and be like, "So, what did you think there, bud?"
Wasn't half bad.
Bad.
Wasn't half
Not
bad.
not quite as energizing, but well,
Yeah, you want
I guess it was-
energizing, eh, big boy?
it was okay.
Minnove just fucking flirts with everything, doesn't she?
Boron doesn't even understand that kind of thing.
Minnove
He's
is mostly
the-
doing it to get under his skin.
Valid and fair.
Yeah, but he's just not getting it. Just like
It's like, sorry to get a little crass here for a second, but someone could say to him that they wanted to suck his cock, and he'd be like, "I don't have a chicken."
yeah,
why do you-
things like that.
Also, why do you want to suck on a chicken? That sounds very bad. Cook it first, then don't suck it, chew it.
Yeah, more of that. Yeah, it's he's one of his flaws is that he's notoriously bad at reading social cues, and
Notoriously bad. I love it. I mean, he has a reputation for it.
more or less, yeah.
That's fantastic.
And
Love it.
his int is only 7, so yeah.
Not the brightest guy around.
Nope.
I have an intelligence of 6. I think I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, you're no fun.
Of course, it's fun. Fun.
Minnove will take the moment then after she went up to Boron there and just start dancing, just enjoying the upbeat music.
All right. Well then.
Maybe drinking some ales during the night. Who knows?
Of course. You gotta. But if there's nothing else particularly, we can move on the night if you're all ready to proceed.
That sounds good.
Yeah, really, the only thing was worried about transportation, but Boron already got that done, so...
Yeah, so?
Yeah.
So?
I left the donkey at the stable for the night, though, and we're going to pick it up in the morning.
It's up to you to remind me that you have that.
I shall do so.
But yeah, so you all spend a chunk of time sort of continuing your... Let's see here. What the hell? You spend a little while continuing to move through the party before eventually it starts to get late and you're getting tired. You were on the road all day. You're ready for a nap. So, with that, you all gather up your things. Make your way to the inn. You already paid for rooms, so we don't need to worry about that. You did that last session. Minnove had a room to herself with her and her, the friend she made, who is still conspicuously absent. There's a tiny little pearl of worry starting to worm its way into your gut, Minnove, but not enough to raise a fuss. And the rest of you... and the rest of you tuck in for the night and listen to another drinking contest happening downstairs. I keep forgetting that this particular ambient track just has people screaming "chug" in the background. It's very alarming every time it happens. But
I thought that was one of you.
Nope, that's just coming from the music. Because I also have musicless ambience. But the night passes without incident. And morning comes. The beginning of the 12th week of the season of summer. When the sun comes up that following morning and everyone starts to come to and awaken, it is a mild temperature. The clouds sort of smothered in gray clouds, unfortunately. So, the bright and brilliant sunlight of the previous day leading into the festivities under a star and ringlit sky, it has run its course and passed. There doesn't appear to be any sign of rain, however, for a mercy. And bit by bit, you all start filtering down from your rooms and into the common room. Donald appears to be up first, sort of joining you downstairs as you sort of emerge, looking much better now that he's had a good meal and actually has some decent clothes on for a change, seemingly having bought some while you were doing your own things, and slept in a nice bed. He's still emaciated and doesn't look like he's going to be doing, like, much meaningful walking, but he looks healthier at the very least. Could still use a bit of a shave, though. Guy's still overgrown. He sort of nods at all of you as you're making yourselves known. Ah, there you all are. Sleep well?
Not really.
That is a shame.
I think Boron is
As for good old Ludviek, he just stretches, yawns, which is quite big for him.
Yep.
He says, another good morning. Indeed. That was a quite enjoyable time. Most fun I've had in a long time, I'd say. And I think well needed for all of us.
Well, we still have a long ways to go. Antarine's our next stop, and then it's going to be who knows how long north to reach Asmara.
Should we wish our new friend farewell?
We probably should say goodbye to Minnove before we leave. Good point.
Speaking of Minnove, where are you?
Minnove woke up the next morning and still the worry of concern grew even more so during the night as she woke up and her friend was not there.
Still missing.
Still missing. So Minnove kind of took to the morning, asking if anyone's seen a Kraven wearing like red fluffy, like a bardic Kraven anywhere nearby, and
All right,
I'm assuming. Or
make for me an investigation check. 10 and 10. So, asking around Minnove, sort of slinking out of the inn before everyone else even had the chance to get up when you realized your friend wasn't present, and asking around, you start to sort of gleam that, like the person you talk to who gives you the most information, a sort of human woman with like red hair done up in a bun. I think I saw him last night. Don't know where he went, but I saw him sort of doing rounds around the town. Just kind of walking around. Stopped, chatted for a bit, said hi. Very charming fellow, but didn't see him again. Seemed a little antsy on his feet, honestly.
did he talk about anything, like where he might have been going, or?
Nothing of the sort to me, no. Just seemed like he had a little bit of nervous energy in his feet, and it's like he was distracted by something. He didn't look like he was in distress or anything, but also I don't know the man, so I don't know.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Minnove is gonna kind of, she's gonna find that mercenary, Bannon.
Mm-hmm.
That she try looking for him now,
All right.
if she can.
Make for me, if you would, a perception check, actually. 17. Easy enough. As you're sort of turning to make your way back toward the inn where you imagine that mercenary spokesman to be, you smell it before you hear it. But you catch just a faint, coppery scent that your senses immediately clock as being blood. Carried on wind, but unmistakable. And then after a moment, you sort of turn your head in that direction, and you see one of the villagers, human man, sort of kind of looks like he has a bit more grease than he should, like he should take a bath, sort of sprinting, almost tripping over himself towards the center of town, with a sort of a dreading look on his face, sort of cutting through the strain of a full-blown sprint. And almost at once, alarm bells start going off in your head. Something isn't right.
Minnove's going to look at the inn and look back at the gentleman running towards the center, and she's going to run towards the gentleman. Sir, where are you? What's happening? What?
It's the beast. It struck again.
Where?
He sort of turns and gestures, and you sort of follow his finger, and you see sort of on the northern end of town, sort of on a somewhat elevated hill, sort of surrounded on all sides by some shallow sort of garden-ish farmland, like small personal crops meant to just feed a family. Just a lone farmhouse, sort of a little ways out. And now that you're actually paying attention to it, there's definitely more activity going on there than there was before. The barrows moths. They're gone.
Minnove's just gonna kind of take it as shock. And then immediately start running to that direction.
All right.
Of the farmhouse.
And we'll get back to you in a minute. In the inn, as you're sort of as your group is sort of making plans to locate Minnove and say goodbye, you're sort of casting your eyes about for a second to look for any sign of the little kobold. Jenny's sort of behind the counter, sort of still waking up by the looks of things, sort of just going over a book, maybe a ledger or something, and sort of glances up at all of you.
Oh, you're looking for Minnove?
Yes, so we are.
Right, well, you're not going to find her in here, I'm afraid. She stepped out a little while before you all woke up. I think she was looking for a friend of hers. Hasn't been back yet. You might try...
At which point, the door suddenly slams open and, the haggard villager I was talking about a second ago comes staggering in.
The Lugariffs attacked again.
The barrows moths.
Oh, shit.
Through the few other people in the tavern room, a murmur of distress sort of passes through.
The barrows moths? Ludviek questions to the bartender.
One of the local families. Husband, wife, and son. Live on the edges. Are they all...
2 bodies, no sign of the boy. That's what I was told.
Shit.
Jenny sort of reaches under the counter and, to your surprise, just procures a little, like a dagger in a little sheath that she quickly belts to her hip and goes running out.
Ludviek chases after her, and as he's chasing after her, he looks to Boron and Tuki to see if they're going to come with.
Actually,
Tuki's
there
already
is no
headed.
sign of Boron just yet.
Okay. Sorry. I thought Boron was with us. Sorry.
Yeah, so did I.
So did I.
Nah, he's if you don't wake him in the morning, he's not gonna be up.
Well then, Ludviek would turn back to Tuki. He's like, Tuki, could you go wake Boron? He might still be sleeping.
I tried kicking him.
All right. Then,
Right? Yeah.
to which then Ludviek would be like, oh, well then, you follow her. I'll be right behind you. He cracks his knuckles and he starts heading up the stairs.
All right.
Oh God.
So, with that, with everyone quickly scattering to take care of what needs to be done, with Ludviek going to collect Boron, and with Tuki following after Jenny to investigate the scene of this most recent attack, and with Minnove already there, we'll cut to Minnove very briefly as you sort of come sprinting up the hill and come to a stop at sort of a fenced perimeter sort of around this little farmhouse. It looks like once upon a time it might have been a very quaint and charming little place, but it very clearly got ransacked. You see very clear signs, even from out here, of a struggle, but not necessarily a long-lived or even one. And what's more, the whole structure is already crawling with the armed men and women of the mercenary group investigating this issue. And as you're sort of taking it all in, sort of a lump forming in your stomach, just able to make out a vast blood splatter against the wall through one of the open, shattered windows, you see sort of stepping out of the house a large blood stain sort of seeping through the fabric of a dark brown gambeson, a towering, surprisingly muscled and heavily armored Kraven man with a large glaive strapped across his back, grimacing in pain. You notice a chip missing from his beak, and he looks rattled and haggard and like he just lost a fight with a cave bear but managed to get away. He sort of glances up, meets your eyes, and that's where we'll pick up next time. So,
That's a cliffhanger.
indeed it is.
Damn.
So now we have to come back to this. We have no choice now.
Exactly.
Because now I have you all invested. That was
Also, I
the
know-
point of the party.
Oh no.
Yeah. and I know the perfect way we'll start it off is by being Boron's alarm clock.
Just like giving him a big old punch in the face. Wake up!
You have
Oh,
to take
no,
a
that's
short
what
or
Ludviek
long
roars.
rest to get that back. But we will attend to that next time. So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us for Session 2 of Ringlight Fables. It will sadly be a little bit before we get to do this again, as we have to wait for Impulsive. I refuse to go any further in this story until we can be certain he'll be able to join us. So we're going to do some other shit in the meantime. This is probably not going to get uploaded, any of this, until we've actually recorded the entire Lambsong arc. But we'll see what happens. So, thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Until then, keep listening, take care of yourselves, and don't be a dick. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, you're allowed to say bye-bye too, by the way.
Why?
Yeah. You're allowed to say things. There's like 30 seconds where the to be continued screen is going where we're allowed to just shoot the shit for a second. Like, leave the episodes off on a funny note, but, we also just ended with someone fucking dying a horrible, horrible death while you were all partying, so I don't know how upbeat this ending can really be.